weeders. I'm back in the greenhouse again, and I'm here today with another specimen from our noxious weed educational specimen garden. Today I have yellow archangel. This is a notorious ornamental noxious weed that often gets started when people are done with their summer bloom pots that they filled with all sorts of annuals, but also included some of this yellow archangel. And sometimes it just gets dumped out on a forest edge. People think it's natural, it's going to decompose, but what it does instead is start taking over and running through the whole forest understory. It is a quite striking leaf. Yellow archangel has this nice variegated quality which attracts people to it. Luckily now, it is quarantined from sale in the state of Oregon. So if you do see that a nursery is selling it, it's often because it was maybe labeled with an older name and it didn't get through the filters that most nurseries have from preventing having noxious weeds that are quarantined on their list. But if you happen to see it for sale, please call ODA's Noxious Weed Program and we'll make sure to get in contact with them so that they'll stop selling it. And if you happen to come across an infestation of it that seems kind of off on its own, you may want to find out the landowner or a local soil and water conservation district in the area just to see if it's on their radar and if it's something that someone can do something about. It grows very, very fast. It'll start out with just maybe a little clump like this, but then these runners will just get started. And I clip this specimen back in the greenhouse almost weekly because it just grows and grows. Eventually it may get a very small yellow flower that's really indistinct. It kind of hides down in the leaves, not very showy, but pretty much all the damage this plant does is just from extremely rapid vegetative growth, which means it's just putting out more and more trailers, longer and longer. Eventually these can root down and be the origins of more new plants, and it can just move through an area like crazy. Mostly where I've seen this is outer edges of urban areas that are kind of interfacing with wilder lands, with forests, especially on the coast, outside of coastal towns, but really anywhere that someone may have decided to illegally dump some yard debris could be a start of yellow archangel. I've also just seen it really going crazy in some home landscapes because a lot of it was planted before it became a listed noxious weed and before it became quarantined. So this is a B-listed species in Oregon, which means it is a little bit lower priority on our list for very active management by the state or by our grant funding sources, but still an important one for any gardener to really completely keep under control, or better yet, remove it completely from your landscape and find a better variegated plant to put in its place. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye to you and to this archangel. I'm going to go put it back over in its spot, and I will see you in the next video.